the market is like I say, racing to catch up with the idea that he might actually follow through on a lot of what he's been saying.
Trump has been playing will they, won't they with these tariffs like it's a Korean drama. But if you have a retirement account or just two brain cells to rub together, you're probably realizing that it's a bad idea.
You shot yourself.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
But unfortunately, when Trump shoots himself, we all bleed. And Fox News is having a hell of a time justifying the markets closing in the red time and time again.
The air, new warning signs for President Trump about the real-world impact of his shock and awe, move fast and break things, politics and policies. Just moments ago, U.S. stocks closing deep in the red, off to the worst start of the year since 2020. As inflation and Trump's trade war leave investors freaked out and consumers low on confidence, according to a new report out today.
The stock market, to Steve's point, since Election Day is almost flat. It's only down 2% since he was elected president again. And since Inauguration Day, it's down 5.5%. I mean, we're not talking about... That's a lot.
5.5% is a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, when we're talking about the market meltdown, I see these headlines out there, and I think that there's no...
It's the last thing I want is a market meltdown. I'm not the one who challenged all of Trump's tariffs. I was equal with Steve. We both didn't like them.
Okay. And that's still where you are.
I think tariffs should be a blunt instrument that hits something like steel, something like tires, not across the board.
Targeted.
And very targeted.
It's insane that she had to be told that 5.5% is a lot. It's not exactly a little bit when we're only talking about 3 months here. And that was at the end of last week. On Monday, things did not get off to a good start as markets started to decline pretty much right off the bat after Trump said that he wasn't watching the stock market because I guess he just doesn't care anymore.
And on these auto tariffs, we saw obviously the NASDAQ 100 go down 2% at close, S&P 500 down 1%. What are you concerned about that market reaction?
Today?
Yes, sir.
I didn't say that. I want to see the jobs. I want to see that'll all take care of itself. That could take care of itself in 1 day, 2 days, or 1 week.
Him saying he doesn't care doesn't ease the worries of Wall Street. And in order to sell this to the American people, the Republicans are resorting to their favorite tactic, just straight up lying.
You heard Lucas's reporting there where the president says he doesn't care if the prices go up on U.S. cars. So what's the message to the U.S. consumer?
The message is that tariffs are tax cuts, tariffs are jobs, tariffs are national security, tariffs are great for America. Tariffs will make America great again.
Orwell is spinning, jumping, twisting, curling, pretty much anything you can do in his grave, because what kind of backward doublespeak is this?
Dash! Dash! Dash!
Tariffs are taxes. They are quite literally import taxes. And because it always trickles down to the consumers, it's often considered a tax that disproportionately affects the middle class and the poor. So the Sith Lord that is Peter Navarro seems to have figured out the cheat code of Fox. You can just go up there and say whatever you want and no one can stop you. Nothing stops the gravy train of lies that happens over on Fox, except, it seems, for economic instability. Even Fox News has to report when the market starts sliding once again. But it seems like this time they're putting the blame squarely on Trump's tariffs.
Right from the get-go, the Dow is off a significant amount, 308 points in percentage terms, that is 0.7%. The Dow 30 dominated by the red, that means more selling than buying. The S&P 500 opening with a loss of about 50-odd points, that's exactly 1%. The Nasdaq Composite, that's down sharply, 275 to the downside, 1.5%. My guess is that big tech will be down across the board. And right, apart from Apple, it just opened up, only down 3 cents. That's nothing for Apple. But Alphabet, Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon are all down. Look at Microsoft at $3.70 per share. Ouch.
Now, while it seems quite obvious to me, and probably you guys too, that Trump was serious about these tariffs, it seems like business owners weren't exactly sure. Now, I know Trump lies a lot. I mean, tens of thousands of lies. But if your crazy friend keeps saying he's going to jump off the roof, you can't be surprised when he actually does it. And the markets are apparently slow to realize that Donald Trump is throwing us off the roof.
Investors seem to have fled any risky bets as President Trump said that tariffs would target all countries. This has led to fears that an economic slowdown across the world is round the corner and sent gold to yet another record high.
Have investors been too slow in realising President Trump was actually serious about this, do you think?
Yes, good morning. Yeah, I think we went into this year thinking that tariffs would be used primarily as a negotiation tactic and that we should take Trump seriously, but not literally. But he seems to have literally followed through with the tariffs. And so the market has been running to catch up. There's been a bit of backwards and forwards, especially with Mexico and Canada. But it does feel like with Liberation Day approaching on Wednesday, the market is like I say, racing to catch up with the idea that he might actually follow through on a lot of what he's been saying.
Just how much economic impact should investors start to price in? Should they be anticipating a recession?
We think a recession is far-fetched. There's definitely going to be an impact on growth. There's definitely going to be an impact on inflation, and we've taken our growth numbers down and we've put our inflation numbers up. But compared to where the US economy was and where we would need to be to see a recession, we still think there's a long way to go. So we think recession is far away. Slowing growth and higher inflation are definitely on the cards.
Now, we might have some landing room before we come to a recession, but seeing as how we got here in only a single business quarter, I don't think Donald Trump is suddenly going to right this ship. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.